So I'm making lasagna for Easter this year. It was requested. So I'm starting off with a large container of ricotta cheese. And then I'm going to go ahead and crack in 1 egg. And add in some shredded Parmesan, about a half a cup. Some grated Parmesan. Add in my seasoning. So I have some onion powder, black pepper, garlic, salt, and some dried parsley. You can add and adjust any seasonings that your family prefers or whatever you like. It's completely up to you. These are just some of my staples that I use in almost all of my recipes: salt, pepper, garlic, onion. Go ahead and give everything a good mix, get it all incorporated, and then set it aside. I had already prepared my meat sauce earlier that morning, so I'm going to go ahead and start off by putting a layer of sauce in the bottom of the pan. My meat sauce is pretty simple. It's just hamburger meat that I cook up with some onion and some garlic with some seasonings as well, the staples that I use: salt, pepper, garlic, and onion, and some Italian seasoning, and then I just use canned sauce. And then I adjust the seasonings. Some oven ready lasagna sheets or noodles. I'm going to go ahead and just get a nice layer on the bottom of the pan, and you can overlap them too. It does not have to be perfect at all. Lasagna is very forgiving. And now I'm going to go ahead and put another layer of sauce. The main trick with lasagna is you want to make sure that you use enough sauce so it doesn't end up being a dry lasagna. So now you're going to go ahead and put your ricotta filling down. I just spoon it in dollops, and then I try to spread it out after I get it all on the layer. Once you start to spread it out too, you'll notice okay, this spot needs some. So you just want to try to make it as even as possible. Now I'm ready to place down my cheese layer. So I'm using an Italian blend here, and I'm going to go ahead and just cover that layer. And now I'm ready to repeat. So I'm just going to add another layer of noodles, and then I'm going to break them up too, just to make sure that it's covering the whole layer. And now I'm ready for another layer of sauce. I forgot to mention, I do press on my noodles when I do place them in the pan. Using the oven-ready lasagna sheet noodles are so much easier, and I feel that it's just so much quicker to put together and one less step, boiling your pasta and all that. Don't get me wrong, I love using the original noodles as well, but this is just such a quicker way and easier way to put it together. It comes together a lot faster, and it's one less step. Now I'm adding my ricotta layer here, and I'm going to go ahead and spread it out again, and then add in my Italian blend cheeses as well. Typically in my 9x13 that I'm using here, I'm able to get at least 4 layers of noodles in the pan. I don't like to go any higher than that because sometimes I'm afraid it'll boil over or bubble over and get on the stove. So I try to keep it at least maybe 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches away from the top of the baking dish. So right here I'm working on the last layer, which will just be the sauce layer and cheese. Just piecing together just to make sure that I've got all the layers covered with my noodles here. And then I placed my final layer of sauce on the lasagna noodles, and now I'm adding my last layer of cheese. So it's about an inch and a half away from the top part. You can use as much cheese as you like. I know this looks like a lot of cheese, but we love cheese in this house when it comes to pasta, so yeah, I might overdo it a little bit, but it's well worth it. Once I have all my cheese on top, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle on some dried parsley. Now I'm going to go ahead and cover it with some foil. I'm going to place it in an oven at 375 and I'm going to bake it for 45 minutes. For the first 30 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and leave the foil on top, and then once it's done, at the 30-minute mark, I'm going to take the foil off and let it cook for the remaining 15 minutes or until the cheese gets dark. It's really your preference. It's whatever you prefer. Thanks for watching.